Is life in plastic that fantastic? We're gonna find out because we're talking movies. We're talking Barbie, starring Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and America Ferrera. Written by Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig, who also directed. Kris, it's time you call me by my real name. I'm Sugar Daddy Ken.
Well, all I have to say to that is, welcome to my mojo dojo casa house. Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? So we're going to be some Barbie girls, and we're going to be talking about some Barbie worlds. So, Scott, take us away.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like going into this movie, I didn't really know what to expect and what it was going to be. And coming out of this movie, I really don't know what it was, except that it was fun, right? To me, this is the quintessential popcorn film. It's entertaining, it's joyful. There's a reason why at the time of this recording, it's amassed $579 million because it is rewatchable. And every time you go, you're going to pick up something new. And I do think this is going to be the first live action film of 2023 that's going to hit the $1 billion mark.
I would agree with everything you just said. Who did you go with?
I went with both my daughters and my niece.
And so what was their takeaway?
They liked it. They were smiling. Sugar Daddy Ken killed it for everybody. And
that was a real Ken doll.
I know.
Like,
and that's the thing. They all laughed. They're like, fuck. They're like, we all want Sugar Daddy Ken.
That's how we that's how we pay for university, with Sugar Daddy Ken.
You know, this is Sugar and I'm her daddy. but yeah, it's for me, like fucking Canada's own Michael Cera stole it as Alan because there's just one Alan.
Well, I mean, Ryan Gosling's also from Canada.
Yeah, but he didn't play Alan.
No, he did not play Alan.
Alan!
It's funny, though, because originally for Alan, they wanted Jonathan Groff. So if you check out our episode on, was it Cabin in the Woods? He's one of the actors in there. Most famously, well, he's from Manhunter, but he's also the king from the original Hamilton musical. And he turned it down. There's a couple people that were asked to be in this, and they had scheduling conflicts, so they turned it down. So Gal Gadot was originally going to play Barbie. She couldn't make it. Greta Gerwig wanted Timothy Chalamet and Saoirse Ronan. I never say her name right. To be in it, as well as cameos. They couldn't make it. And Bowen Yang, Dan Levy, and Ben Platt were both considered for Ken. So imagine you've had these negotiations about being in this quote unquote Barbie movie. You say no, or you're like, I can't make it work. And then this comes out, and it is definitely film of the year. It's in the zeitgeist. It's like the most talked about thing. Like, do you go to your agent and like start fucking slapping them and be like, or them, and be like, motherfucker, why didn't you push harder? Margot Robbie said it was going to make $1 billion. It's probably going to make $1 billion.
God damn it!
I don't know if they're going to be upset because if it is scheduling conflicts, right? Like I'm assuming like for your man crush Charlemagne, it was more like him. Probably like where is Dune being fucking filmed, right?
Or Wonka, which reminds me, I saw the trailer.
Wonka's out, right? Like I think they're filming Dune during this time.
Oh, okay, yeah. On that topic, just to remind you of how much I dislike this actor, I was like, oh, Wonka, this looks kind of cool. I put on the trailer. I got like 15 seconds into the trailer, and I'm like, I fucking can't watch this guy on screen.
No. Hell no.
And I turned off the trailer. Like, he's just the same blank face all the fucking time. He's annoying.
Kris,
anyway,
let's do the audience, especially our YouTube viewers, a favor, and why don't you pull back that curtain behind you to show the Timothy Chalamet shrine that you have, right? Like, I think you protest too much.
He does protest too much. He does protest too much. Actually, I'm going to jump into my quote because I think it says a lot about this film. So Dana Stevenson from Slate had this to say. Barbie is an earnest feminist manifesto inside a barbed social satire, inside an effervescent musical comedy, all designed in colors and textures so sumptuous they make 1950s Technicolor look desaturated. 100%. This is both candy corn, popcorn movie. It is feminist. It is progressive. It's, barbed and pointed and beautiful. Like it does actually manage to be all of those things at the same time, and fun. Like the jokes are all over the place, including how barbed they are about like patriarchy. When I realized the patriarchy wasn't about horses, I really lost interest. You know what I mean? Like it's just like on fire. Boom, 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 boom. Casting is perfect. Line delivery is perfect. Cinematography is perfect. Like this is basically a perfect. I can't, like, I wasn't bored. It was, properly paced at 1 hour and 54 minutes. Like you don't feel like it's gotten sluggish. Yeah, I think it was great. I was so shocked at the quality of the writing between Gerwig and Baumbach. Yeah, just unbelievable. Like so many layers. It was like an ogre. It had so many layers.
Don't you mean an onion?
Yeah, but ogres are like onions because they have layers, right? So if,
Oh, there you go.
if things have layers, so do ogres. Therefore, this film is like an ogre. It's less funny because I had to explain it to you, Scott.
Well, no, I was just correcting you. But yeah, like even yeah, and how you're saying the casting, like even Helen Mirren as the fucking narrator, and she has some of the best quips of this movie, right? Like when Margot Robbie is doing her I'm ugly thing, and then all of a sudden it like stops and she's like, note to the producers, Margot Robbie is not the person you want to cast for this dialogue.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, you've got Kate McKinnon, Neri Neff, Ryan Gosling, obviously, Simon Liu, Kingsley Ben-Adir, John Cena. Seeing John Cena as a merman was hilarious because he's so good as a comedic actor. America Ferrera, obviously, Michael Cera, Helen Mirren, Will Ferrell, like Emerald Fennell actually plays Skipper. Like it's just like cameo after cameo after cameo after cameo. It was so well done, man. I love it. Was there anything you didn't like about it?
Well, it's not that I didn't like I was saying before, like I didn't know what it was going in. I didn't know what I was coming out because I didn't know, is this a comedy? Is this a musical? Because right when or a dramedy, like it blends everything like perfectly together, right? Because when you think something's gonna happen, all of a sudden they fucking break out into song and dance, right?
Oh my God, the choreographed musical numbers in this. So I'm willing to put, and maybe this has already been decided, I'm willing to put hardcore, cold cash money on the table. Barbie, the Broadway musical, 100% is happening.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ryan Gosling performing "I'm Just Ken" at the Oscars. I'm like, that also I would.
That also may have. But as soon as I finish watching this, I'm like, yeah, there's Broadway producers that are like, let's go. Make it rain, baby. Make it rain.
Get some of that Mattel money.
Yes. The crazy part about this too is that, like, typically, okay, so you've got Oppenheimer, right? Everybody, we've talked about this on our show last week, and it's going to do very well at the Oscars. It's going to get nominated in lots of categories. So a film like Barbie, you expect you go in, it's going to be fun. Maybe it's good. I mean, I think set decoration and stuff like that will definitely go to Barbie.
Costume design.
And costume design. The fact that they basically used up all of the Pantone 219 pink that existed at the company to create the Barbie world. But you don't expect a film like this to be competitive in like acting and the like more serious like screenwriting and stuff. I could 100% seeing this thing get an Oscar nod for original screenplay. I could see Ryan Gosling absolutely getting a nomination for supporting actor. I could definitely see Margot Robbie getting nominated for best female actor. Whether she wins it, I don't know. We'll have to see. We've got some other pretty serious films coming out, both Napoleon and Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't know if any of those have like lead female actors though. So Yeah, like they did such a good job with every single aspect of the development of this film. I mean, Greta Gerwig will definitely get a nod for Best Director. Like I can't see her not, which so this is the challenge because Greta has been nominated for Best Director before. She's also been nominated for Best Screenplay at the Oscars. So is this the film? Like, if you're Christopher Nolan right now, are you going, fuck? Like, fuck. Like, you know that the Oscars sometimes go get a progressive bend to them and they go, well, she's been nominated before. She's a female, blah, 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 blah. And are you right now being like, I was a shoe-in and now I fucking not sure I'm going to win the Oscars?
I don't know, because like, do you think based on his contract of getting the first 6% that he gives a shit?
20%, not 6, 20.
Whatever it is, right? Like, you think he gives a shit? He'll be like fucking Scrooge McDuck, just jumping in those coins, swimming in it. Like, all right, she can have the piece of plastic,
Listen,
right?
though, they both already have money. Oscars, like having another Oscar, like you don't think Spielberg wants to win another Oscar? He keeps fucking trying. So I do think he would care, especially because he just made the most Oscar dramatic film. Like, you know, my categories of like, it's got to be this, it's got to be that to make Best Picture. Like, he's hit all that stuff. And then this fucking cotton candy film comes out, and I wonder if he's sweating it a bit.
Well, I think, sometimes in terms of the Oscars too, they have a lot of short-term memory, right? Because it's a lot of the stuff.
Well, that's
like
normally
usually
why you release in the December area, right?
Yeah. So like in terms of it now, I think they might forget about Barbie too, because it could just be the scenario where they're like, well, because she's already has like a shit ton of records off this movie, right? Highest grossing movie directed by a woman. It's gonna like our
It'll be the
both
highest grossing
projection.
of 2023 as well, right? So
I don't know about that.
What do you expect coming out that's going to beat Barbie at the box office? Actually, I want to talk about a box
It's
office.
not what did come out. It already did come out, and that's Super Mario Brothers.
I thought it already beat Super Mario Brothers.
No, Super Mario Brothers already hit 1 million. That's why I said this would
be a billion.
Live.
Yeah, but didn't it beat it in its first week? Like, it's done better.
I'm talking overall gross.
Okay, so last week we did Oppenheimer. Definitely go check out our show. At the time of our recording, it had been like just over 2 days. These were the numbers that we had. Oppenheimer, 33 million. As of recording today, it's at 266 million. When we first recorded, Barbie had 77 million. It is now at 579 million.
Damn!
So, and that's essentially in just over a week.
Yeah, about 9 days.
And when I saw it, I actually didn't get to see it Sunday because I fucking didn't buy my tickets when I should have. So I ended up seeing it yesterday. The movie theaters are still packed. People are still dressing in pink. Like, this is more than a movie. It is a movement, it feels like.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Yeah.
See what I did there? I just fucking riffed that right off.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
From Hamilton.
They did the same thing for Minions 2, where you have to go in like a suit, right? Like, if you're going to the theaters to watch it, I think it was like a suit you had to watch or wear or something like that. But
so right now, I'm willing to project that this beats Super Mario Brothers.
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close.
I think it'll 100% beat it. So,
okay, I'm not doubting you. I just think this Super Mario Brothers will get re-released too, closer to the end, so it does get nominated for Best Animated.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I mean, Best Animated it's not like it. The memory is a lot longer because there's only so many of them. It's hard to get lost in the shuffle when there's only like 6 big animated movies maybe per year, right? So would you? I think this film's going to do amazing on streaming when it finally gets to streaming too. It's going to be because this is a film you can like. I'm glad I saw it in the theater. But unlike Oppenheimer, which like I'm glad I saw it on 70 millimeter, I might actually go back and watch it again a little further back from the screen. Barbie is gonna it's gonna work wherever you're watching on your phone, you're watching on your laptop, you're watching on a big screen, you watch it through the window at somebody else's house so that you don't have to pay for streaming service. Whatever, it's gonna work.
Just connect your Bluetooth. Just ask them to connect Bluetooth. But yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like I enjoyed watching it, and it's interesting too. Like if you look back to what 2 years ago, 3 years ago when this film was announced, how many people rolled their eyes and were like, "This is gonna be shit." Like
Well,
a
and Amy
fucking Barbie.
Schumer was supposed to be Barbie, which I think that would have been an interesting take.
Mhm.
But it would have been it would not have been the movie we're watching. Like, not at all.
No, I don't know what the script was at the time because I think they totally reworked it and everything like that too.
Oh yeah, they
Right?
basically brought on like all new people. I mean, obviously Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig wrote the script, right? So,
Mhm.
and then getting to direct it. So, totally different feel. I mean, Margot Robbie literally is Barbie though. Like even Margot Robbie outside of Barbie looks like a Barbie doll. So it was such perfect casting for her.
Wow. Maybe she did the same Nolan deal. She's getting 25%.
Well, she is a producer. So she's getting some of that sweet producer cash. The cinematographer on this though is Rodrigo Prieto. So he did like 8 Mile, Frida, Alexander, Brokeback Mountain, The Wolf of Wall Street, The Irishman, and he's also and he did Silence, but he's also did Killers of the Flower Moon that's coming out in October, November.
Sure.
So like everybody they brought into this film, both from acting to the set decorators to the costume designers, the cinematographers and the directors, are all like Oscar caliber people. And then they made this movie, which you would think is not, again, back to like, you wouldn't think it was going to be Oscar caliber, but it is. Like, this is going to be a very interesting Oscar season. I think that the people who complain like, what are all these movies that I've never seen being nominated for Oscars? I actually think that the films that are going to get nominated for Oscars are things people have seen. Not that I give a fuck about that opinion, by the way.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, why are you fucking knocking A24, man? Like some of their films are gonna get nominated, but I think I think you're right, and I think like I still like have my head in terms of what you're saying in terms of like Nolan and Greta in terms of director, right? And I think like I'm coming back to like one of the choices they made, and it's the actors, all their movements were doll like, right? So no one's going downstairs, they're literally coming from the top down, right? Like all those little choices and stuff like that in which they
Well,
had to
that's why the
direct.
slide helps, right?
Yeah.
Because you can
Well,
just
they didn't even
down.
I don't even think they used only Gosling used the slide, right?
Didn't Margot Robbie Barbie?
No, they came from the top, right? From the top, and then she would float down right into the car.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I think it was him when he was like my mojo casa whatever house, right?
I love that. There's so many good lines in this film. Like it's just like a one act like laugh riot, laugh riot, laugh riot. Like the audience, it's so good to sit in a theater too and have like the entire audience, like things are working, right? You're not just like the only guy being like, ha, 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 I'm a film fucking nerd. I got that. But even the like when they're doing the like, how do you like trick the Kens? And it's like, go over and say you've never seen The Godfather. And it's like, you've never seen The Godfather? Why don't you sit down and I'll talk all the way through this? And I was like,
See, I'll be honest. That I honestly thought you weren't gonna like this film, right? When
oh,
I
how
was
come?
watching it. Because she did Top Gun better than Top Gun, man. Because that fucking when that volleyball scene came out, it was like
Yes.
almost shot to shot. I'm like, oh
Yes.
my god.
Yes.
And then doing like the space 2000, I thought you were just gonna be like, who the fuck does this woman think she is trying to
I
do
thought that
Brett?
again was amazing. The thing opens with it's the ending of 2001, right? And
I
I'm
thought
just
it was
like,
the beginning of
is it
2001.
the beginning or the end? I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, that classic scene with the bone that goes up and
Yeah, the
the kids
monolith.
breaking their dolls and stuff. I'm like, this is so ogrely layered. Again, like there's some people they're just watching that and it just looks cool. But if you know cinema, you're like, oh my god, I know where they're fucking taking that from. And I'm sure there's other references in there that even like I didn't get. But yeah, Top Gun, that volleyball scene was
Yeah, the
classic.
Scooby Doo shit I thought was fun. when they're like running in the maze of the Mattel factory, and then they like
Yes.
keep on passing each other.
Uh
Yeah.
did I'm surprised you didn't actually bring any quotes from the women in your family. Like,
No, they all liked it and they all like enjoyed it. They all left with a smile, right? And I think that's like, some of this stuff wasn't for me, like wasn't for a 40-year
well,
old.
no, it was mostly not for us at all.
No, but yeah, but some of the stuff too. Like I think the movie has messages, and I think no matter what your demographic is, you can pick up on a message for yourself, right?
Yeah, like if you're a right-wing conservative, the message you've probably picked up is the world hates you and you're a piece of shit. And they have been so outraged, like white male conservatives are like losing their shit. Guys like Ben Shapiro and stuff losing their fucking minds about a movie that was never intended for them and is just like a cleverly written fun film. And they are just like, you got guys like Ted Cruz and stuff like that just being like, I'm gonna have a war against Barbie. It's like, are you people fucking serious? Like, you
Yeah,
are
I think
serious grown-ups? Get the fuck out of here.
I think one of the best lines of this movie was when Barbie like meets her ghost creator, and they're talking and they go, that's the point of a mom, right? A mom is to stand back so a daughter can go forward and see how far she's come, right?
Mm-hmm.
My oldest started bawling and I'm like, oh, there you go, you love your mommy. But I was like those lines and those messages are like amazing to see, right? Like especially us growing up in the 80s and 90s, everything was male testosterone action oriented. We got to technically see ourselves or see who we wanted to be, whether it's a roid up Sylvester Stallone or a
Or Arnold
roid up or Arnold Schwarzenegger or Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his splits. Didn't matter. We got to see that. And I think it is like awesome to see that, my daughters get to see who like see a hero for themselves, right? Like see that themselves on screen, and a role model to kind of project themselves for. I think that's what's amazing.
Well, it's interesting. I saw a cool meme where it was like, one of these films has a Nobel Prize winning physicist. It's not Oppenheimer. Because one of the Barbies is like a Nobel Prize
Yeah,
scientist in physics, right? So
yeah.
anyway, I highly recommend this film. I think that the only people that don't like it are people who are intentionally choosing not to like it, or they kind of miss the stuff. Maybe if you're
Mhm.
over a certain age, you're not going to know a lot of the references that they're making about like kind of like what's going on in progressive politics and feminism and stuff like that. Or you're just a shitty conservative and just don't go watch that Walk of Freedom movie, a fake fucking movie. What's that one called?
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, go watch
I
that
think
fucking movie.
I
Okay,
think the
like,
problem is their job is beach and they just don't know what to do because they're just beach. All right.
listen, if this was on streaming again, I would watch it tonight, like before I go to bed. I don't need, I think, like I said, I'll see Oppenheimer in the theater again just because I want to be a bit further back. But when Barbie comes out on streaming, I'm fucking gonna watch it. Like, I've seen so many different like merch options too. Like you can get coffee mugs and t-shirts and stuff. And what people have done is taken the 1-star reviews, often from like right-wing conservatives, and they've stuck those on their merch because it's like, feminists won't stop until we're all women and all this type of stuff. And it actually makes the film even better. Like, when you know that a bunch of like grumpy old trolls are mad, it just makes you want to do it more. So
Yeah, yeah, sure.
your
But yeah,
outrage is tickles me pink, as they say.
yeah, I think I agree with you, right? Like it's a fun movie, and I probably will rewatch it, when it comes like out, which is with DVD sales and stuff like that. It is kind of sad that they actually don't have that market anymore, right?
Mm.
Because it is dying. Because I think this would have even done gangbusters on physical release.
Oh, and there
right?
would be like some like cool box that you could, well, maybe not box that, but like, I would love that the director commentary on this or interviews with Margot Robbie and
Oh, buddy,
Ryan
it would have
Gosling.
been a collector's edition with a Margot Robbie fucking like 5-inch Barbie like as the cover, right?
Yeah.
That you can take out and play with.
It's got an 89% for the critics, 86 from the audience. To be honest, I was actually surprised that it wasn't over 90% for audience. So
Well,
I don't know if
you literally spent 15 minutes explaining why, because there's so many right wings bashing it. Right?
yeah, I guess they're
gonna
trying to rating bomb it or whatever, which means that it's doing surprisingly well, I guess, considering.
Yeah.
I had pulled up a interesting quote, not the one that I said. So this is what the Wall Street. So Kyle Smith, okay, white guy, from the Wall Street Journal had this to say: Barbie is a template for how not to write a crowd-pleasing Hollywood feature. Miss Gerwig and Mr. Baumbach are accomplished indie filmmakers who make poor choices to flesh out these characters. I'm like, the film's going to cross $1 billion. What the fuck are you talking about? It is not how to make a crowd pleaser.
I'm gonna explain why. Right? I'm gonna explain why. And
it's not a Marvel movie.
I was gonna say, please don't hate me. But it's the one line in the movie when they are all hypnotized, like they're all like into the like what's it called? The patriarchy or whatever.
Patriarchy, yeah.
Yeah, and then the one comes out of it, and she was like, "Oh my god!" It was like I was super invested into the Snyder cut of Justice League for like ever.
I love that. I love that fucking line.
That's why I'm surprised you didn't fucking say it as your quote. But yeah, I think that's what pissed off Kyle Smith, man. I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, that guy's clearly a Snyder cut kind of guy.
We are not amused.
But anyway, yeah, highly recommend it. Go see it. Wear pink. If you're a right-wing conservative, you should definitely go watch this so you can be mad about it. Watch it a couple times. Give them your hard-earned cryptocurrency, and then go bro bash it all you want on the internet, on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it's called now. But yeah, that's what I got.
And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com.
Watched this movie and thought I wasn't gonna like it. What I want to know what Scott thinks my response was gonna be. Give me your best Kris
I thought the mimicking of the other films, right? And I think the thing is like if she went with a Tarantino, like if all of a sudden Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie was at a fucking 50s diner deciding to
Oh my god, that would have been fucking awesome too.
I think that would have you would have been like, what the fuck, right? But
I would have been highly excited. I actually think that would have also been a fantastic choice. Or they're not dancing; they're sitting there having coffee, but it's blocked out like they're about to rob the place. Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.